Y'all ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I had to cool off a little bit before I started this video, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't happy, okay? I'm shooketh, but not. This was on ice, y'all, okay? We had to take that dang thing out of ice, okay? We in the self-care club, okay? Cheers, clink, clink, clink. Let's get to talking. What's up, y'all? Your girl, Sande, Annie. Yeah, y'all, we back up in this motherfucker for another motherfucking video. How y'all living, fam? I hope you're having a great day, great night, great week. Whenever y'all are watching this shit up in through here. And as y'all can tell by the title, motherfuckers, man, shit, we got a lot of shit to talk about today, y'all. And I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, for real, on some real shit. I was not playing about the fact that I'm heated, right? There's a lot going through my head. I'm gonna be very careful with the words that I use today because there's so much more that I could say, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna be careful. I'm gonna be real careful on this one. But not gonna sit here in front. This entire situation with Jonathan Majors has me shooketh, but not shooketh. I'm not shocked, but I'm shocked, right? I'm saddened by the entire situation. I'm also a little angry, a little perturbed by the entire situation. I do want to hear your thoughts on how everything has gone down, how everything has transpired. I want to know all of it, okay? Comment down below. Be respectful of each other, of course, because we are having adult conversation. And y'all, let's get into this shit. If you have not heard, the verdict has officially come out in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard, Jonathan Majors, Grace Jabari trial, okay? And he has been found guilty of 2 specific things. Let me go ahead and read according to Hollywood Reporter, okay? Jonathan Majors found guilty of A and H. You can pretty much guess what those 2 words are. You guys know I have to be very selective with some of the wording that we use here on this platform, okay? The verdict was reached today by a 6-person jury after over 4 hours of deliberation spread across 3 days. The actor is set to be sentenced on February 6, 2024, okay? A New York jury found Marvel actor, or I should say former Marvel actor Jonathan Majors, guilty of reckless A in the 3rd degree and guilty of H. The verdict was reached by a 6-person jury after roughly 4 hours of deliberation spread across 3 days. Majors, wearing a gray suit and black dress shirt and tie, stood with his attorneys as the verdict was read, with family members and his girlfriend, Megan Good, behind him. Sentencing is set for February 6th. The charges, a misdemeanor and a violation, carry a sentence of up to 1 year in prison. On 2 other charges, he was found not guilty of intentional A in the 3rd degree and not guilty of aggravated H in the 2nd degree. In a statement after the verdict, the actor's attorney said Majors looked forward to fully clearing his name, implying he may appeal. She continued, Mr. Majors is grateful to God, his family, his friends, his fans for their love and support during these harrowing 8 months. Shortly after the verdict was read, guess what, y'all? Marvel Studios dropped the actor as Kang the Conqueror from its upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe films. Y'all knew that shit was coming immediately following. There was no, listen, they were waiting, okay? They were gonna drop him, period. In total, Majors faced 4 charges of A, aggravated H, and H after he called 911 on March 25th when he said he found his ex-partner, Grace Jabari, unconscious in their apartment. Police arrested Majors after finding apparent injuries on Jabari, including behind her ear and a broken finger. Majors pleaded not guilty to all charges. Jabari, who took the witness stand for the first few days of the trial, said Majors had caused the injuries during an altercation in the car several hours before. She testified that the alleged incident occurred in a private car when she saw a text on Majors' phone that read, "Oh, how I wish to be kissing you." Jabari has said she tried to snatch the phone from Majors, who then pried her finger from the phone, grabbed her arm and right hand, her forearm, and get the phone away from her. The charges are misdemeanor offenses and are related to the alleged incidents in the car. The 4th is H, which is a violation, the most minor offense amongst the charges, relates to an allegation that Majors threw Jabari back in the car as she tried to exit. So to really break it down for y'all real quick, okay, while you guys comment down below and let me know what you guys think of the verdict, okay? On March 25th, there was an alleged altercation, okay, which has now been seen. A lot of you guys have probably seen the video that has come out since then, showing the foot chase, okay? That motherfucker was running like motherfucking Forrest Gump, bitch, okay? That motherfucker ran 8 miles to get away from this broad, right? Literally an altercation that allegedly took place as they were in an Uber. So allegedly, at some point in time, Grace saw a text message pop up on his phone, okay? And you already heard what that alleged text was, okay? That allegedly this person said something about wanting to kiss him, okay? And she wanted his phone, okay? Then an alleged altercation took place, which you guys have probably seen the video okay? And the foot chase ensued, okay? Now keep in mind, I need you guys to understand that in the video footage, okay, Grace is running after Jonathan, okay? He's running for his motherfucking life, bitch, okay? Running. And when I say running, I'm talking about 20 damn cameras caught his ass running blocks in New York City, running away from this broad, okay? Then there was a point in time where Grace during this foot chase, came up on 3 strangers, 3 guys, okay? And that's also in the video. There's no audio on the video, okay? So we really don't know what was said, but allegedly she let them know what was pretty much going on. And as she's letting them know all of that, you can kind of see that Jonathan walks in, okay? Walks up on all of them and continues to walk by, and you can kind of just see in the interaction that it came across as though he was like, look, I'm not messing with you right now, dog, like I'm out, right? And just kept on walking, okay? That is literally the video that came out, okay? Now understand, in addition to that, there's been all kinds of other evidence that surfaced throughout the course of this trial, okay? Some of which is really just so fucking annoying, okay, to be completely real, doesn't even have anything to do with March 25th. Now keep in mind, okay, the main thing that made this trial even go into action, this criminal trial, was the alleged altercation on March 25th. But unfortunately for Jonathan, other pieces of evidence were brought into fruition and made part of this trial that literally led to this motherfucking verdict. Yes, I said it. His damn legal team should have been motherfucking fired. They're the ones who basically sabotaged this shit. Now keep in mind, I'm not saying that his or her actions had nothing to do with this, because clearly if they weren't in this toxic as fuck ass relationship, none of this would have taken place, okay? But the reality is, the text messages that have come out, okay, his defense team is the reason for which those got even introduced into the dam to begin with, because allegedly they were going to be thrown out, they weren't going to be used, when in reality it was damning and damaging to him, okay? It painted him out to be the monster that the prosecutor was literally trying to paint him out to be. Again, everything is alleged. Again, I do not know these motherfuckers from a can of paint. I don't know how their relationship was, but clearly it was toxic, okay? Clearly both of them were doing some dumbass shit. Clearly these two were not supposed to be together, okay? And the reality is, the text messages did not help. Then we have the audio evidence that was also introduced at trial as well, which was this motherfucking speech he done gave this girl after she came home allegedly from a night out, having her some fun, okay, having her some drinks. And for whatever reason, this motherfucker felt as though she should have carried herself better because of who the fuck he is. And they have plans together to conquer the world, and he is that man. Okay.
This is act. Here, do you understand that?
Yeah.
Do you really know this? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house when we have a plan?
We have a plan.
I would like to get to the point where your friends know what job I'm on and go, I think Grace is gonna get a commission. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to question why she was recording this. What was she trying to do with this audio? Why was she you know what I'm saying? You have to question some of these. Okay.
That unit, right? Grace has to be in a certain mindset to support Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama. Barack Obama's wife.
Coretta Scott King. Michelle Obama. That's who you think you should use as examples with this girl. You really think this is the... After all that motherfucking shit talking, all that Coretta Scott bullshit, that Michelle Obama shit, okay? After that entire speech that I gave this girl, okay? If your motherfucking ass had to go through all of that to get her to realize that she wasn't being a stand-up woman her ass needed to be, okay? But what the fuck you were doing at the time, why didn't your motherfucking ass leave her ass? At the end of the day, you clearly see she's a liability. I'm not saying this shit didn't go down. I'm not saying that allegedly A didn't happen. I'm not saying that it wasn't a toxic relationship and that both parties were not to blame. But what I'm saying is stand up, black man. Stand the fuck up. Brother man is doing big, big things. I mean, brother man, understand. We are treated differently, period, in life. But also in Hollywood. You know damn well that company, that wasn't the company they had that conversation with. She don't understand what the fuck you try to tell her. Ain't no way she understands what the fuck you tried to tell her. She knows none of our struggles, and I mean our struggles. She knows none of that. For you to even have to tell who the fuck those two amazing women are, goes to show clearly that person, the person you were directing that conversation to, was not the person to have that conversation with, nor have on your arm, okay, clearly. As said example of the audience. Y'all, I'm not saying that they weren't in a toxic relationship, okay? I'm not saying that allegedly A did not happen or H did not happen. I'm not saying none of that didn't happen. I'm not saying any party is deserving of any of that occurring. I don't want anything like that to happen to anybody, okay? I don't wish it on anyone, okay? But the reality is, and it's as clear as day, they were in a toxic relationship. And Jonathan knows that too, just as much as she did, okay? And what I feel horrible about and why I'm so angry with him is the fact that you continued on in this relationship, okay? Knowing full and damn well it was toxic as fuck, and the reality is who you were dealing with is going to very much impact what could happen in the future if anything were to come out as it did in this particular case. Y'all know what I'm trying to get at, and the reality is, unfortunately for us, black people in the world don't get looked at the same when it comes to the judicial system, right? I'm barely able to get this out because I'm heated, right? I have the fan on and everything. I'm heated because the reality is this could have been avoided completely, right? They were both in a toxic relationship. Both parties were part of that toxicity, okay? And unfortunately, he is the one who is going to suffer the most. And that's just what it boils down to. So in my mind, I'm like, motherfucker, did you not see that this was toxic? When you saw that your ass is Emmy nominated, you're doing all of these things, why the fuck would you have continued on with this relationship? Why didn't you move on? Because right now you with Megan Good. Allegedly, right? Because there's a lot of speculation as to why Megan Good has been by your side since all of this has come out. And how ironic is it that you're now with a black woman again? Look, it could be a real relationship, but the timing of this is questionable, right? There are people out here saying that allegedly Megan Good was paid to stand by his side during trial, okay, to save face. There are those who are saying this is a real relationship. There are those who are saying that the text message that allegedly was seen by Grace was actually a text message from Megan Good. I think the name that it was under was Cleopatra, but you never know. He might have had it under an alias. A lot of alleged things, okay? There's a lot that people are speculating, right? But there's a lot to question here, right? I have to question his legal team and the choice of his legal team and the fact that he didn't fucking get rid of the legal team, and I know that would have looked bad had he done so in the middle of trial, but the reality is they done fucked up because they are the reason for which the other evidence that wouldn't have been part of this trial even was made part of this trial. And as much as we want to believe that he's totally innocent and that he did nothing, right? The reality is the text messages really paint a different picture, okay? And they make her out to seem more so as a victim who was trying to protect her, okay, and assuring him that she wasn't going to do anything more and wasn't going to let anyone know if she did end up going to the hospital what quote unquote really transpired, okay, seemingly to protect her A, okay, and so, and I mean him personally, right, seemingly from the text messages that have recently come out. The audio doesn't make him look good either, because guess what, in the audio he also mentions the fact that he's got alleged anger issues as well, that he's got a temper issue, okay, again, something that does not make him look good, okay. This is why I'm shocked but not shocked at the verdict, because once I saw the text messages, once I heard the audio, I was like, he's doomed. He's literally doomed. Like, literally doomed, okay? And the reality is, if this trial was based solely upon the video evidence, just the video, what does it look like to y'all? He doesn't look like he's even trying to engage. He looks as though, and again, I'm not condoning any of this type of behavior, and I never would wish this on anyone, okay? But according to the video, it looks like he's running away from her, that he simply very aggressively put her in the Uber again because she was coming after him. But it didn't come across, from what I saw, that he had aided her. Does that make sense? We don't know what happened before the video itself. I also have to call into question the fact that she went out, keep in mind, after she met those strangers, okay, on the street. She went out with those strangers, okay, and hung out, kicked it, using the hand that was allegedly injured, okay, during this alleged altercation. She had an alleged issue on her ear, and clearly she went out and kicked it with them and had a great time, to the point where she ended up kicking it with them to the wee hours of the morning, ended up going back to their shared apartment, okay, where Jonathan Majors was not present. He actually stayed at a hotel that night, okay. From there, he came back that next morning to find her not fully clothed in his apartment, their apartment, okay, as it were, passed out, okay, and all of then all of this, right? From the video evidence, it doesn't really show where she could have gotten those injuries from, right? So there's a lot of questions out there as to how and when those injuries took place, okay? And those are reasonable questions to create reasonable doubt. But unfortunately for him, the evidence that was introduced in this trial damaged him enough where here we are now. She could have gotten those injuries when she was out kicking it, because allegedly she was taking some form of medication. I don't want to go through exactly what the name of the, you know, what the type was, but she had allegedly done something, okay, that caused her to pass out, whether it was, you know, or whatever, okay? So Lord only knows where those injuries came from. I'm not saying they didn't come from any altercation that took place allegedly, but there's enough question or reasonable doubt where he might have gotten exonerated. Even the Uber driver in the trial proceedings said that she came across as the aggressor in this specific altercation, okay? So if this trial was based solely upon the video evidence and anything surrounded March 25th, he more than likely would have been exonerated. None of this shit should have happened to begin with, okay? And it's unfortunate that unfortunately, this very talented black man is screwed. That's just what it is. Because at the end of the day, do I think that his career is done? I don't think his career is done. But do I feel as though it's impacted to a point where he's not going to get the major roles he was getting? Fuck yeah. People are going to distance themselves from him immediately, as you guys have already seen, okay? His PR team immediately dropped him. His management team immediately dropped him. Had this been anyone but us, that more than likely wouldn't have happened, right? We know this, okay? We've seen it time and time again. Marvel was already talking about dropping him a long as fuck ass time ago. For the minute that the allegations came out, before even knowing if they were true, they were already talking about dropping him, period. I just hate this for him, and I hate this for us. And I hate how this entire thing transpired, right? I hate all of it. This is the part of the reason why I didn't cover it much, because I'm angry. I've been angry the entire time this trial is going on, to be completely real, right? When the video evidence came out, I was like, ooh, okay. But I also knew the text messages were there. I also knew about the audio. Neither of those two were gonna make him look good, okay? That alone, those two things alone, regardless of what the video showed, is still going to give the prosecution enough to make him look like a monster and enough to obviously land him in the position that he's in right now. To now Marvel dropping him. He's been dropped from commercials and major brand deals, his management team, his PR team, okay? And it's unfortunate because yet again, we're seeing another one of us go down. I'm more angry than anything. This is more of a reactive video to the verdict and all that's transpired, to lead to this verdict. And I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. I just hate seeing this for us. I hate it. I just wish he was smarter about the shit. And when I say that, I mean, I wish he had gotten out of it as soon as he saw that this shit was toxic. And I know he's toxic too, allegedly, okay? Because it goes both ways. I just wish that when he saw how much of a liability this relationship, not even her, but this relationship could be, that he knew better and said, you know what, let me get the fuck out of this. Okay, because no matter what happens, unfortunately, when it comes to us and them, it's not always gonna work in our favor. Things are gonna be against us more so than most. The verdict is not a shock, okay? He gets sentenced in February. He could essentially do a year in prison. Do I think he's gonna do a year in prison? I personally don't think so. I feel like it's harsh, especially, keep in mind, I'm basing it on the trial. I'm not basing it on possibly him having done this to her, right? I'm basing it on the trial itself, right? However, you saw the verdict. Anything can happen, okay? He might end up in jail. It may not be up to it. It may not be a year. Is it up to a year? It could be 5 months. It could be 2 months. It could be 3 months. It could be probation, right? It could be anger management classes. It could be anger management classes after he comes out of jail for a couple months, right? But unfortunately, this very talented brother went down. Unfortunately, you know, there's so much, and you see, I'm treading very lightly. I'm treading very lightly on this topic because there's a lot more I could say, but the reality is I'm more angry than anything. I just wish that he had stopped everything from the jump, you know. I'm gonna always question why she was taking and recording audio of him. I'm gonna question that. There's a lot to say. Do I think his career is completely over? No. But is his career as it was prior to all of this over? Yes. To me, in my personal opinion. Do I see him being in major films like the Marvel comics and all the things he was doing? You know what I mean? The Creeds and all of that stuff. I really don't know. And if that were to happen, I don't see it happening anytime soon. I think people are going to distance themselves from this for a while. Although we have seen time and time again people make comebacks, right? But understand, a lot of the people that make those comebacks aren't us. And I mean comeback. The unfortunate thing is people like Johnny Depp, okay, and the likes of those individuals, they're going to see more of a bounce back, a comeback, and those types of things way before Jonathan Majors ever does. And it's simply because of this. And I'm just keeping it a buck. Anyway, y'all, I know this is all over the place. This is literally just a reaction to all that's transpired. Not necessarily as much of a breakdown, just more so a reaction to it all. If I have missed things, and there's a very good possibility of that, it's because of the fact that I'm so, you know, about it all. But I want to know your thoughts. Comment down below. First of all, do y'all think this relationship with Megan Good is real? Let me know that. Do you think the text message that she saw, that Grace saw, was possibly from Megan Good, right? Do you think Megan Good and Jonathan Majors are going to continue on in this relationship, right? I'm also wondering about an appeal. And if he's going to stay with his current legal team. There's so many questions, you guys. Should Marvel have dropped him, right? Let me know down below. What do you guys think of the verdict? What kind of sentence should he get? Should he get jail time, right? What was your first reaction when you heard the verdict? Were you angry? Were you sad? Were you mad? Were you like, yeah, you deserved it? Like, let me know your thoughts down below. And y'all, we're just gonna keep an eye out for this. I am very curious to see what's gonna happen from this point forward. I'm wondering about an appeal. I'm wondering what's gonna happen as far as his career is concerned. I'm wondering what's gonna happen with the relationship the two of them have, him and Megan Good. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm very curious. In the meantime, I gotta calm my ass down, okay? You see, I had to bring the big cup out with the wine. I ain't had wine on camera since, I don't even know, hell, right? But today I needed a glass of wine to dissect this shit. And y'all, just pray for the brother. I pray for everybody involved, her included, okay? I hope they find healing. I hope they find peace. Unfortunately, I hate the way that this ended, but you know what I mean? Let me know your thoughts. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut, okay? While you guys are here, thumbs up this video. Comment down below your thoughts. Subscribe if you have not already. And y'all, we're just gonna keep an eye on all of this, all right? And I will see y'all in the next video. Love y'all.